Hello and welcome back to another edition of Waterglass Deal Reviews, where we together look at businesses and decide whether or not we would buy them. Today, we are looking at an HR tech business that helps people to find local and global internships through skill-based hiring. Let's take a closer look. So the company itself seems to be based in Indonesia and is asking to be acquired at 70,000 US dollars, which would account for a multiple of 5.9 on profits and 3.5 on revenues. The business itself seems to be not working with recurring revenue, but a transactional business model. But let's take a closer look. So the trailing 12 months revenues, or the revenues over the last 12 months on a rolling basis, are at 20,000 US dollars and the profits at 12. So the spread here leads me to believe that this is a very operationally heavy business. So there needs to be operational expenses to actually keep the business running, which we can also see in the last month's revenue of $2,000 and profits less than 50%. So it's not a typical SaaS. So I think if you want to scale this business, you would need to increase expenses on the operational side as well. The company has been around since 2021, has had collaborations with over 90 companies across Southeast Asia, and has been directly engaged, as they claim, with more than 50,000 students and 2,900 community members. Okay, the team behind this business is rather small, so it's between 2 and 20 people. They are catering to other businesses, so it's a B2B biz. And yeah, very much based on services. So let's look a little closer here. The tech stack is PHP, JavaScript, pretty default, pretty standard here. They also provided for a potential buyer future growth opportunities, such as building up a dedicated B2B sales team, leveraging strategic networks, and expanding on product. Yeah, these are specifically building out a B2B sales team is among the top things sellers recommend, whether or not it's actually a wise move to do it. Again, since this is an asset deal, these are the assets that are part of this deal. And it seems that the founder or the founders want to focus actually on master study preparation. So it seems like they're pretty young. So on the customer side, here we can also see some metrics that are connected to this listing. So as we could see above, there is an annual revenue of 20,000 US dollars. Let's see if it's recurring. I doubt it. But I can't say it yet for sure. So let's have a closer look. They have been growing quite well. Google Analytics is also connected. So the users here, I think the users are meant here from Google Analytics, are fluctuating. On the acquisition side, there is lots of direct traffic, which is usually a good sign. Organic search, nice. So there's good SEO rating in place. So it's not very dependent on performance marketing. So this is a good sign. Let's take a look at the actual website. So yeah, they are about finding internships through skill-based hiring, as they claim. I can't see here any pricing, so I think you would need to actually talk to a hiring partner or talk to them to understand how they're making money, but I don't think they are charging the people who are applying for the jobs, or they are charging the businesses. Yeah, they work with partners. This is also what they highlighted in the actual listing. Let's have a look at the data they provided us with. So they actually provided a very detailed document of numbers. So they provided us the balance sheet, provided us the P&L. It's pretty standard here. What I will have been focusing on specifically here is the revenue side. They list 3 different sources of revenue and the expenses. So let's look at the charts because it's easier to digest this information. And what I discovered here is they are looking at 3 different revenue streams. And I think hiring must be the core revenue stream, as it has been around for all the time. But in between, the company seems to have been experimenting with mentoring revenues and events and partnerships. And specifically events and partnerships, this is where you can see an uptick in expenses as well, because specifically events those are very operationally heavy. So you need to have more people, you need to hire a bigger team, even if it's just for a limited time to make events work. And the revenues that are generated through events, yeah, they also account for this uptick here, which you can see in the charts. So it's a mixed bag of revenues. To me, it looks like they're not recurring, which you can also see in the EBIT. So it has been fluctuating as well. It's not your typical subscription-based business, which has been growing steadily. But again, it's an operationally heavy business. Again, I think it's an opportunity here. If you are in the field of human resources, if you want to expand your global footprint and want to look for an acquisition in Southeast Asia, this could be an interesting acquisition for you. I give it a 6 out of 10. I like the business, but it's also operationally heavy. And if you're not based in Southeast Asia, you need to still manage a team there to make it work. But then again, if you want to expand with an existing business that you currently run, it could be indeed quite an interesting opportunity.